Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to the Commanders. This is beta patch 2.3 for Elite Dangerous. Now in the beta a number of things have been added, and one in particular you can see right here, Stargazer. What is that icon right next to it? Well, these are the new asteroid bases. So keep in mind that right now you're about to see a spoiler, so end the video if you don't want to see it. And for the rest of us, we're going to carry on and have a look around this asteroid base and then have a look right inside it. Now, in case you're wondering why I haven't showed off any multi-crew features yet, that's because they haven't been included in this edition of the beta. They will be coming a little bit further down the line. We don't know yet when, but hopefully it's not going to be too long. And right here you can see the new camera suite in action. In fact, throughout this video I've made good use of the new camera system, and I'm going to make a future video going into further detail on that and hopefully helping people on how to use it for themselves. So as you can see here, the asteroid base is very interesting indeed. The area around the docking hatch there looks very similar to many stations that are already in the game, but as we get through the docking hatch, you'll notice it is very different indeed. So the interior here uses elements from the industrial type stations that you can find elsewhere around inhabited space, but of course they're embedded into the rock of the asteroid itself, and the station extends back, where you can see beyond the gantry-way, beyond the scaffold, into some sort of area that they're clearly mining. Now these apparently have been added in various areas around inhabited space, and there are also 32 of these out there in deep space to be found. Another change is that stations can now be situated within planetary rings, and they can also be situated within asteroid clusters. New stations are not the only things to be added, there are also the new megaships. These come in various forms. There's a tanker, a cargo ship, an asteroid miner, flight operations, prison ships, science vessels, passenger ships, as well as two as yet unannounced type of megaship. So, as you could see there, the new camera system gives you immense freedom with the camera. You can go right up to 3,000 meters away from your current ship, and you can do that regardless of where your ship is actually located. The only thing you cannot do is clip through objects as you previously could do with the other camera. And there you can see one little glitch. There's something wrong with that character's face. My face, fortunately enough, is okay. Moving on then, I'm now out here in the cache boost system, and I've headed this way to have a look at the new ship naming system. Now unfortunately this isn't fully enabled just yet. There's two parts to this. You can actually name your ship through the outfitting menu, and we'll have a look at that once we get inside this station here. And one other thing I'm going to briefly show you is, again with the new camera system, as we approach the station here, I've switched out to a remote camera, and I still can retain control of my asp there, and I'm controlling it from this vantage point, trying to get through the docking hatch. A little bit fiddly, but managed to do it quite nicely, I feel. So without a doubt, people are going to be creating huge amounts of content for this, and some of it is going to be very, very good, no doubt. People like Titus Balls, Josh Hawkins, Shabuka, Turgeon, Vindicator Jones and Troy Burton. Very much looking forward to seeing what they have to come up with. Now when you're in the outfitting screen here, you can go down to the livery, and from here you can just access your ship, and there's a new area here now. At the top you can see the rename option, and there's also two other bits down here which show on the side of your ship, ship name and ship ID. Now these are limited to a set number of characters, but if you only use a small number of characters then the font will adjust itself to fit across the nameplate. Nameplates are purchasable from the Frontier store, so whilst you can name your ship within the game, if you want decals on the side of your ship showing your name, those are going to have to be purchasable. So in here I just enter a ship name, and I'm just going to put something random for the moment because I don't want to choose my real ship name. I don't actually know whether or not ship names are unique, but I imagine they are indeed going to be. So we're going to go with the Perthshire. So this is now going to be visible from inside my ship and the info panel on the top right of my HUD, and it should also be visible when other people target my ship. Again, as I said, to get the nameplates you need to go to the Frontier store, and those aren't on the store just yet, but I'm hoping they're not going to be too expensive. And I wonder what happens when you rename your ship. Do you have to rebuy the plates again, or are they purchased once per ship? Guess only time will tell. Now 100 light years away, we're at the Founders World, and I've purchased a Dolphin. We're just going to have a brief look at the specs on this. We've got two hard points. We got 3 utility mounts. The hard points are small, by the way. This is actually a small class of ship. And let's have a look at the core modules. You can see there what we can outfit this with, and to be honest, it actually has quite a good outfitting. Very, very good for its ship size, actually. And let's just see what sort of jump range we can get. By default, it has 10 light years, and with a 4A class jump drive, we can get that to 22 light years. And for going with a few D-rated modules here, we can get that up to very close to 25 light years. I will come back again and have a closer look at the Dolphin in a future video, so do remember as well that if we engineer the jump range on this, we should get a significant increase as well. Now the ship cost 124,000 credits in beta, and normally we pay just 20% or 10% rather of the price that it's going to be in release. So if that still sticks, that means this ship will cost just 1.2 million when it hits live servers, and that's an exceptional ship for the price. You can see we can fit a class 5 cabin at the top, and that slot is reserved for cabins only, but you can of course fit luxury cabins in there. And unfortunately, you cannot fit a fighter bay to this. And I guess that's because simply the ship is too small to allow for one of them. But you can fit SRV hangars, as you can with any ship. But yeah, I do feel it's a little bit of a disappointment. It would be very nice to have this fit along with all the other passenger ships, and be able to have a defensive ship going along with it. Now, I did very briefly get a feel for how this ship flies, and I was actually very surprised at how it handles. Considering it is a small ship, it is very heavy, it handles quite slow, and yeah, I didn't travel with it too far, just went outside the station and messed about a bit more with the camera, and we're going to have a look at that right now. When you're in the external cam, you can either have a free control of the camera and rotate it around your ship, or you can retain control of your ship and basically fly your ship in third-person mode. Now, this is very clearly a huge change for Elite Dangerous. Right up until now, Elite has traditionally been, or Elite Dangerous at least, has traditionally been a ship game flown from the first-person perspective. So here, from a third person, it's something very, very different, something you're not used to seeing. And you've got 2 modes here. You can have the ship bound to the rotation of the camera, so when you turn your ship, it turns the camera along with it. Or you can decouple the ship from the camera itself, so that the ship rotates independently from the camera. Now, you do retain full control of all your ship's functions from this perspective as well. Now, as best as I could understand, as best as I could see, you still get full control over your ship's pips, and you also get control over the cargo hatch, the landing gear, and you can also both deploy and fire weapons. In terms of combat, it seems it's very, very unlikely that this will be of any use during combat. After all, you've got no HUD elements, so you cannot see where any of your opponents are, and you also cannot target them from here. But all that said, you can retain full control like you see in here, and it does make for some rather fun flying. For now, I'm going to leave you watching a bit of footage here as I fly around the station, and I'm then going to head off and make a few more videos. They probably won't be up until at some point tomorrow morning, UK time. For now though, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.